Subscribe please. Island seeds in Minecraft are great. You can live on the island. Or maybe you just want to be near an ocean monument. Whatever it is, you guys decided that this is the video you wanted to see in my recent poll. Please remember that this video is recorded in Java Edition, so structures won't be at the same places in Bedrock Edition, but terrain should be similar if not exact. Alright, let's get started. I'm just going to start off by saying this seed was quite difficult to find. Cherry Grove Islands are almost impossible to generate due to all the conditions a Cherry Grove needs to generate. Cherry Groves just can't be surrounded by an ocean, so this type of seed is the best we will find. And even this was a task to finally come across. This island is pretty awesome though. It's a pretty big island, and there's a whole selection of different biomes across the island. Seeing the pink of the Cherry Grove amidst the island looks really incredible too. There's an ocean monument near the island too. You can see how close it is to the island here. That's a nice little addition to this seed. I think this is a pretty cool seed to start off the video with. I just wanted to show a seed here that a lot of people expect to see when we talk about island seeds. It's just a plains island. And actually, since a lot of the terrain updates, these types of seeds aren't always the easiest to come across. They used to be really common, but not so much anymore. We see that this one comes with a couple of trees, and just a fair-sized plains island. Off the southeast of the island, we can find an ocean monument, and this one is actually connected to a giant ruined portal. Have fun swimming to the portal chest here. This is a really cool spot, I think. There's also another ocean monument directly west of the island. This one is definitely a more normal ocean monument, so there's that if you need it. And there's this pretty standard looking survival island seed. In this seed we spawn into the world within a dark forest biome. It's a fairly high elevated island, so that causes some cool things to happen. Mainly it causes these cliffs to generate, so that's pretty cool. Always fun to see some cliffs like this in Minecraft. Lastly, I just want to mention that there's some stony shores here in addition to the dark forest. Pretty cool cliff island seed here. This comment wanted a witch hut island, so this comment gets a witch hut island. You can see that we have this swamp island in the middle of an ocean, but there's also a small section of forest here too. The witch hut generates right on the edge of the beach. Witch huts aren't atop my personal favorite structures on Minecraft, but for those that do want an island with one, well, here you go. But we also get a shipwreck over here too. It's really buried by the beach sand. Have fun digging this one out if you want to get the shipwreck loot. Oh, and I'd be wrong if I didn't mention that this island comes with frogs too. Here's a seed that could be fun to play on with a couple of friends. That's because this seed isn't just made up of one island at spawn, but 3 separate islands separated by the water. We've got the spawn island here, which has a few trees and a cliff section. Then we've got the smallest section over here with 1 tree and some stony shore cliffs. And over here is the 3rd island, which is a big hill. Actually, the cliffside of this island is pretty awesome. So grab a couple of friends or connect the islands on your own and play on this fun little 3-island Minecraft seed. This seed here is a mesa or badlands island. It's actually a wooded badlands too, so you don't have to worry about access to trees at all. The island is just one big hill, and that's why I wanted to show it. That generation causes some incredible cliffs to form. The colors of the mesa on the cliffs is just absolutely beautiful. I mean, does it really get better than that? Also on the cliffs, we can see some remnants of lush cave generating. And check this out here. This opening leads right to a big cave under the island, including some sections of lush cave. This just looks incredible. It really tops off how incredible this island is. I mean, this is just such a beautiful island seed. Alright, so here we have a tiny jungle island, and that's all there really is to it, just a little jungle island. And there's a beach on it too. I like how there's this water spot that cuts into the island like this. But yeah, that's all there really is to say about this one. Now we have a savanna island seed. It's a pretty big island, I'd say. Along with the savanna, we've got a small forest and the beach. Aside from that, there's not much I want to say about this one. If you want a savanna island, well, here you go. For this one, I wanted to show you a nice big plains island. Actually, it's 2 islands because this section here isn't connected. In Java Edition, there happens to be just 4 trees that generate on the island. Overall, it looks like a fairly flat island too, which makes building pretty easy here. You will see this island referred to as a waterfall island, and that's because of this area. The ocean leads into the island here and causes a big waterfall. The waterfall actually leads to a big cave area down here too, so that looks pretty cool. A bit of a travel northeast, we can eventually come across a big mushroom island. It's always nice having one of these close to spawn. Just figured I'd let you know it's out here for you. But yeah, this is a pretty nice looking island seed. Now let's check out a taiga island seed. I'm trying to give you a variety of different biome islands in this video, so let's check off the taiga from that list. There's also the stony shores over here, and there's the beach too. This is a picture-perfect small taiga island. Getting into the final 10 seeds, we have this jungle island seed. Actually, given that this is a bamboo jungle, you get quick access to the new bamboo block types. That's definitely a nice luxury to have. The terrain of the island is pretty wild overall, but especially on the outside of the island. These cliffs are the main reason for showing this seed. I mean, it doesn't get much crazier than this. Look at this little area here, just some crazy looking cliffs. And at the bottom, there are lush cave sections. Just so cool to see. I love the look of lush caves when they're a part of cliffs. The terrain of this seed is just absolutely wild. This island is unlike one I've ever seen before. I've seen islands with shattered savanna type terrain, but not one that's a whole plains biome with that type of terrain. I haven't quite figured out why it generates like this yet, but I do know it's pretty wild and unique. For that fact, I had to show it to you guys. I especially love this waterfall in the middle of the island. Just southeast of the island, we can find our first ocean monument. You can see how close it is to the island here. Pretty nice having it this close by. And if we head west, we can find another ocean monument. You can see this one is a little further away. If I go into the monument, you can see that there's actually a shipwreck that generates in here. So that's definitely something unique. But yeah, that Spawn Island's terrain is just really interesting, unlike something I've ever seen before. I'm sure you can see why I wanted to show this seed, but before getting to that, let me talk about the island a bit. Obviously, it's a desert island. We get a little desert well here, and out in the ocean, we get a lot of warm ocean spots, and that includes some coral reefs. Now for the desert temple, it's a nice big fully above ground temple. Inside, of course, we get 4 chests with loot. So yeah, just a desert island seed with a temple for those interested. This island was filled with turtles when I found it. There were actually 3 separate turtle beach spots on the island. And that makes sense because most of this island is actually composed of a beach biome. And then we can add in the forest biome sections and a little plain section here to finish off the island. I love how we get this enclosed water area here, and then there's an even bigger land enclosed water area here too. They just make the island look really awesome, but not nearly as awesome as the abundance of turtles on the island. This really is Turtle Island. I'm going to call this seed a split forest seed. That's because the island is split up with a regular forest biome and a birch forest biome. This seed feels like a pretty traditional survival island. Just a small island with a ton of trees. Pretty classic looking island. Getting into the final 5 seeds here, I want to show a taiga island. You can see that there's more than just the taiga island too. But before going to that, I just want to say I really like the look of this small taiga island. It's a cool shape. Over here, we've got a couple other pieces of island that you can check out too. But the main reason for showing this seed is this pillager outpost. It generating out in the ocean like this looks really cool. Even this little spot generates with its own land spot. And the iron golem goes through the exposed bottom of the cage and into the ocean. We've got some alloys over here, and as always, the tower comes with loot at the top. This is just a really cool seed overall. This seed is pretty ridiculous to put it simply. It's a jungle island seed, but it's not just any jungle island. This one actually comes with a jungle temple on it. The temple sits on the big island hill. Inside of the temple, we can find a chest with some loot behind the lever wall, and then a chest in the back of the temple too. As for the island, as mentioned, it's a big hill. It looks really awesome, honestly, and on this side we get these incredible looking cliffs. I love cliffs in Minecraft. Honestly, cliffs are some of my favorite parts of World Generation. This is just a really cool island seed. What starts off on the ground looking like a Plains Island seed here turns into something a bit more. Yeah, right behind spawn in Java Edition is an abandoned zombie village. I mean, this is just such an awesome thing to find right next to spawn. It doubles as an ocean ruin village too, with the sand ocean ruin right here connected to the village well. I even found one of these guys stuck down here. The village even has a blacksmith building, so that gives you a bit of loot. Also on the island, we can see that there's a sparse jungle biome section, and there's a stony shore section too. There's also another island over here, which is mostly made up of a dark forest biome. But obviously, that zombie village generated within the ocean just makes this seed look incredible. I mentioned at the start of this video that finding a Cherry Grove Island is difficult. But I'm not a quitter, so I spent a bunch of time finding one more. This one generates alongside some plains, a sunflower plains, and a forest. There's also this big ravine that's right in the middle of the island. It actually looks pretty awesome. The Cherry Grove definitely dominates the look of the island, it just really stands out. On the southern coast of the island, there's this little ruined portal. That's a pretty cool place for it to generate. And you can even collect the loot from the chest here if you want. And over here on the northern side of the island, there's a shipwreck that generates into the side of the island underwater. The generation of this shipwreck actually looks pretty cool. Definitely a cool spot for it to generate. But yeah, there you have another Cherry Grove Island seed. Finally, to end off this video, I have a seed here that I'm going to call a modern classic island. In a classic survival island seeds video, we would see an island like this. However, instead of a stony shore here, we'd see a beach. Hence, this is a modern take on a classic survival island. I figure mixing up something old with something modern was a cool way to end off this video. In addition to the stony shore, we get the plains biome, which has one tree on it. If we travel south of the island, we'll find this really tiny mushroom island. As I said earlier, it's just nice knowing there's one nearby. Always cool to find a rare biome. And just over here, there is an ocean monument. This gives you a monument at a decent distance from spawn. Not too close, but not too far away either. So yeah, there you have a modern version of a classic survival island Minecraft seed. Be sure to check out my blog for all of the coordinates and information about the seeds in this video. If you want to help me out, leave a like on this video. And for more Minecraft videos, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for me. Thank you so much for watching. I'm out of here. See ya.